Welcome everyone. Today our topic is handling sales inquiries in car dealerships, a very important topic. And today in TSS Studios we have James O'Neill. Welcome James.
Hey Steve, thanks for having me.
James is a founder for WildJar, and WildJar are a recording and tracking telephony company in Sydney, Australia, and they're our partner for managing all the calls here at TSS. So James, if I'm a car dealer out there or a manager, what are some critical things that I should be aware of with my phone calls at the moment?
Yeah, well, phone calls, as you can imagine, in a digital world, customers going online to purchase, and if a customer is phoning your business, they've done all their research and they're ready to pick up the phone and talk to somebody. So they offer a huge opportunity into dealerships, and they indicate that that customer is ready to buy, essentially.
So James, what would you say some of the top priorities for car dealers are when they're taking an inbound sales call?
I'd say first is responsiveness. So making sure that you're getting the call to the right person at the right time. As I said before, customers, they want to speak to somebody and go through that process. So that would be critical in terms of that point.
And I know, James, the answer rate, like for calls dropping out or missed calls, is around 18 or 20%. And I know the unavailable consultant rate in dealerships runs around 20 to 25%. So I think the first step is you're a dealer out there, just get the guys to pick up the phone from reception to your sales teams, because that's pretty much lacking, right?
Yeah, exactly. Answering the phone, number one.
Okay, all right. Next thing, James, I'd like to ask you is, I'm a salesperson out there and every lead's very important, but how do I effectively work out the interest level of a customer out there when they're phoning me?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it. I mean, definitely asking open-ended questions. So let's not ask yes or no.
Yeah.
So ask them about the vehicle, the opportunity, finding a bit more about that customer, get them talking a bit more. We're finding it to be really critical and helping to improve that. So.
Okay, so we've gone pick up the phone, number one.
Yep.
Ask some open-ended questions, number two. Okay, some customers are pretty prickly. They smash the salespeople around a little bit. So what about in terms of handling objections and negotiating?
Yeah, well, as you know, I mean, objection handling is critical in sales. So showing empathy, definitely from that customer point. Asking the right type of questions and going through that whole process is key. Making them feel comfortable that they're in that buying situation. So.
Yeah, okay. So we're making them feel comfortable, we're asking open-ended questions, we're picking up the phone. Okay, we're getting objections and we're handling those objections. So I've gone through all that and I haven't been able to appoint. Tips for appointments in terms of follow-up?
Yeah, I'd say if you haven't been able to make an appointment, you definitely go into your manager, go through that whole process, talk to your manager, make sure you've got the right information. Again, going back to that point about making a call, I think a lot of the time calls aren't actually being made.
Yep.
I just had an experience myself where I didn't receive a follow-up call. So making sure that you've got all the information before you can go in is definitely key as well.
Lastly, just wrapping up, okay, what are some final insights for car dealers when they want to manage their inbound sales calls? What are some top market tips that you can give us? If you can give us 2 or 3, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, my first would be is the point around customers calling you.
Yeah.
They want to actively speak to somebody and they're ready to basically buy. So giving them a seamless customer journey through the phone call, the one that they would expect from a digital journey, would be my first. So answering the call, getting them to the right person. Second, another big part is integration. So getting that call into the CRM or tool that the dealership is using so they can actually follow up that lead and that customer better. And then finally, giving the salespeople the tools that they can actually have those conversations. So training and those sort of elements as well would be my third.
So there's some hot tips for everybody out there in car dealership land. James O'Neill, I want to thank you very much for coming in TSS Studios.
Yes, thanks,
we look forward to many more years of working together.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It's great.